Reverend Father, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to give any speech or anything, but Father O'Brien is going to say a few words for us, please.
Well now, ladies and gentlemen and Chairman, I think that was the greatest cop-out that you could possibly imagine. That fellow is well able to speak and well able to express himself, and with God's help we'll see him. A little plug, we'll see him at the Panto at the end of the month, so I hope that you'll all be there for that. Now, having asked me to say a few words, I suppose the first thing I should like to do is to thank you and to thank the committee for inviting me on this occasion. I wasn't here last year. Something happened. I wasn't able to come. So I'm doubly delighted to be able to make an appearance, because I suppose one could say that Clondrohid in a way is one of the places that has benefited very much from afforestation. When I was here long ago, I think they were starting in Gloundav, and since then wonderful progress has been made in planting and of course culling, and then the other industries that are connected with that. Now there's another man here, Mr. Lehan, who will have much more to say, I'm sure, than I have, but the two thoughts that I would like just to put before you, one of them was a little thing I saw in Israel, in the state of Israel. They have a wonderful system. If you want to commemorate anything, instead of putting a statue up or putting some monument up, the way for the Jews to commemorate something is to plant a tree. And even a fella's birthday or a girl's birthday or anything could be commemorated by planting a tree. And the result is that a country which was very barren and rather desolate in ways has, in the last 50 years or so, begun to have afforestation again. So it's something, I suppose, that we could take to heart here as well, the encouragement of the protection and the beautifying of the environment. And the only other thing I would say is that there was a poem which I suppose every one of you has learned in the school book long ago, about Joyce Kilmer, Trees. And the end of it was that poems are made by fools like me, but only God can make a tree. So I'd say only God can make a tree, but it's you gentlemen by and large who plant it and make it grow, and long may that work continue. Thank you very much.
Very much, Father O'Brien. On behalf of the committee, I'd like to ask Mr. Pat Lehan to say a few words.
Reverend Father, guests, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't realise on television, but what Ronnie and the boys do, they have their notes, you see, they fiddle like this. However, at the outset, I would like to welcome you all here, and thank you for coming, particularly those of you who have come long journeys. I would like, on behalf of the committee, to thank the hotel and staff for the beautiful meal. Indeed, last year we praised it, but I think this year surpassed last year, and everything was absolutely excellent. You know, I was beginning to wonder there. For a moment, you know, why I'm here and surrounded by Macroom on all sides of me, but interpreting from Darcy and Father O'Brien here, I think I'm a plant to sort of split the Macroom mafia, you know, which reminds me of a little seasonal story about the mafia. There was this little mafia kid. He asked his papa, he said he wanted a Newsy submachine gun from Santa for Christmas, and Papa persuaded him, like, for the public image and his status and everything, you know, he'd be better off to be looking for a bicycle, and that he wasn't going to represent him to Santa, he should write to baby Jesus. So he went into his study, and he took pen to paper, and he started to write, and he said, "Dear baby Jesus," he says, "I will be a very good boy," he said, "for 4 weeks if Santa Claus will bring me a bicycle for Christmas." And he had it all written beautifully, and he was studied it as he had it written. And he said, gee, heck, he said, there's no way I can manage this thing for 4 weeks. You know, so he just bundled it up, threw it in the dustbin, and started to write again. And he said, dear baby Jesus, he said, I will be a very good boy, he said, for 2 weeks, if Santa Claus will bring me a bicycle for Christmas. And again, he was studying it. And he said, no way, you know. So I balled it up again and threw it into the... And on the wall beside him was the Madonna and Child, picture of the Madonna and Child. And he took it down and he started to study it. And then he started to write and he said, dear baby Jesus, he said, if you ever again want to see your mama. So actually now, coming up now, I believe, is there's a presentation, a retirement presentation to Mr. Tommy Flynn and Mr. Patrick Spillane, who worked in Macroom Nursery. Tommy Flynn I know very well, Mr. Spillane I don't know, but for what Mick Darcy has been telling me, I would like to pay my own little tribute, and indeed on behalf of all of us in North Cork, to Tommy Flynn on his retirement. And my best definition of him would be he was one of nature's gentlemen, and he could never do enough for you. And I could say a whole lot of things like, but I think that's enough said, and we wish them both all the happiness and joy in their retirement. So with that, and later we will have dancing, there are spot prizes, and we'll have dancing, skitamine, and anybody that wants to sing or shake a leg or do anything, all you have to do is walk up there. I think Ted is doing the, I have the wrong name, Dan is doing the MC, and he'll be delighted to have you. So thank you very much.
Done, Pat. At this stage, I'd like to ask Ted Kelleher to present this token to Tom Flynn on his retirement.
On behalf of the Forestry staff, it gives me great pleasure to present this momentum to Tom on his retirement. I can't leave the occasion go without mentioning his long and dedicated service, I believe 36 years in all, to the department. And now I'm sure you'll all join with me in wishing him long life, health and happiness. Tom. Now, Tom. Now I'll hand back to Dan.
Thank you, Ted. And I believe Mick Darcy is going to do the honours for Mr. Spillane himself.
Mr. Chairman, Reverend Fathers, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to join with Pat Lehan in welcoming you all here this evening, and I would like to pay tribute to the committee who organised it and say thank you very much for a job well done. I think they have close to 180 people here this evening, and I suppose it's a tribute to those people and to all their friends that they can come together here and have a social occasion. And this particular one is a very happy one. Sad one in ways that we have lost two of our wonderful people who worked with us for 35 years and 36 years. So they nearly started together. You wouldn't think it. But I am delighted to join with Ted Kelleher in saying thank you to Tom Flynn. Tom worked with me for many years, and no government department, I'd say, had a better servant. Not alone was he a good servant to the state, but he was a wonderful comrade to work with, a great friend. And it didn't matter what time it was, whether it was 8 o'clock in the morning or 10 at night. Tom would come and help you, even in your own personal things if you were stuck. And I would like to say that I am indebted to him for many occasions he helped me. And I wish him luck and happiness in his retirement. And I would like to say thank you very much, Tom. Well, it's a long time, back to the 14th of October 1958. Sorry, I missed the year. and you'll forgive me because it was so long. When I met my other friend, Paddy Spillane, Paddy always told me what he thought. He was very direct about it. He often told me what he would like to tell the minister. And that wasn't very complimentary, I can tell you. Because the minister made an awful lot of mistakes in forestry, according to Paddy. And I'm sure he was near enough to the roots to know. So I want to thank him very sincerely from the minister for the work he did. Well, Paddy was a great leader, and he was a leader with us in leading his men to work. And as you can see, they're all here tonight to pay a tribute to him, because he was a man who was able to get on with them. The drivers and people who delivered goods out to him told me to say a special thanks to him for making the tea for them. No matter what the occasion was, or no matter whether they were late or early for the lunchtime or tea time, Paddy never let them down. He always made the tea for them. So they want me to say a special word of thanks to him, because he didn't have to do that. But that was the generous nature of the man. He was hard on the lads, they tell me, times. And on one occasion, I remember it very well, in 1959, he must have been trying to get a good deal more work out of them. And he said, "Lads," he said, "do you know you'll be let go in a fortnight?" So, anyhow, Paddy didn't realise the repercussions of that, and I think I'll tell it tonight, because it is very funny. Two of the men, and I think there's one of them here tonight, two men came in to me and they said, "We're going to be let off and be in a fortnight." And I said, "Gee, that's the first I heard of that." So I said, "Who told you that?" And neither of the two of them would tell me. But they said, "We're stuck, we're badly stuck, we need the old job." That was all right. I said, "Don't worry about it." Anyhow, I didn't hear a thing about it. So after a fortnight anyhow, I had a letter from a TD, Tom Meany, to know what was the situation. And a week after that, I had a communication from headquarters to know what was going wrong in Macroom. So I didn't tell Paddy, and I didn't tell anybody until tonight. And Paddy doesn't even know that this happened, but it did happen. It's a true story. Anyhow, Paddy was a great leader. And I suppose when you think about him, first of all, we think about what he did for his family and the way he raised them. He was a great leader for his parish as well. He was always involved, leading man in his parish, and I'm sure the people of the parish know well how much he has done for them. But he was a great leader as well for the FCA. He was a sergeant with the FCA, and they tell me he was in it when it was dangerous. Time was the time when they had dummy guns. Well, on a more serious note, I would like to say to Paddy and to his wife, to his wonderful wife who looked after him so well down the years, and who made a great home for him and for his family, I would like to wish them many years in happy retirement. And once again to say thanks very much, Paddy, for a wonderful job done, and for me it was a pleasure to have worked with you. Thank you very much. And now, Mrs. Spillane, from the lads, as a tribute to you for the way you looked after Paddy. Thanks very much. chairs, armchairs down here, so that Paddy might rest. The lad said it was the most appropriate anyhow, because they said he was sitting out in cold huts and bad huts with all down the years with Forestry, and they said that this was the most appropriate present they could give him. So Paddy, you can go forward and accept the chairs over there, and I might get a photograph of them, sure, please.
Short speech. Tom Flynn would like to say a few words.
Reverend Father, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what to say after all the nice things that were said about me here tonight. I don't think I was entitled to half of them. But in any case, I'd like to thank all that were involved in making this presentation. An awful lot of work involved, and I'm sure that everybody must have contributed very well, and for that I'm very thankful. I suppose going back in the years, 1973, I think I came into Macroom, very green man, knew nothing about West Cork, knew nothing about Kerry. Met two great foresters, Mr. Michael Darcy, Mr. Michael McElroy. I did a kind of little scrapbook made up for me with maps of the road and forests and heaps of lime on the side of the road where I turned off and all to that. But I remember one morning I was told to go to a place called Macroom. My God, I said, is this in Ireland? Is it the Lebanon? You know, I didn't know where it was. So Michael McElroy said, "You've no trouble, Tom," he says. "You know in Shigila, you know Ballingeary and the Passacame, and I do well, Michael," I said. "Keep going a few miles beyond that," he said, "and you'll come to a monument." I think he called it the Ned Kelly Monument. When you come to that, he said, "Stop and reverse 50 yards and turn up to the right." They had a machine at him called HE4, and then they let her get a house built in Macroom. Bertie, I think, knows all about that. Anyway, to me, Michael Darcy and Michael McElroy, two gentlemen, very helpful. And the same I must say for all the foresters I met throughout the forests, throughout the county and outside the county. And I'm very, very thankful for all they've done for me. Going back into the workshop, I worked for different engineers until the man from Kilkenny came along, Mr. John Lyons. He's down there somewhere. Very, very, very helpful indeed. If we had little differences, they were fixed either in the office or on the workshop floor, no problems. We hadn't got unions or anything else. And for John, I'm very, very thankful for all he did for me. When I had domestic trouble, he was there to back me up. And I'm very, very thankful to John for all that. My colleagues in the workshop, I can't forget them at all. Every one of them more helpful than the other. If you were only putting a drum of oil into the van, you'd be offered a lift with it. And Dan Creedon in the store, if there's a gutter bolt or a sprocket for a D4 he wanted, it made no difference. If he hadn't, he said it's only a phone call away anyway. And indeed, Tim Hickey in the other office, very helpful. Anywhere we were going, he had a phone call gone before us to make sure the machine was at hand. And thank you both lads and all the lads. Am I forgetting someone? I think anyway lads, that's about it. I'm very thankful to you for making this night possible. The saddest thing for me is I lost my wife during the year and she's not here to accept this with me tonight. But I'm sure she's with us all in spirit. God be good to her. Thanks very much. I forgot one of the most important things. That's the machine operators throughout the forest and the tractor drivers. Every one of them more helpful than the other. I've seen them going in their machines when I was today, maybe they couldn't go in. Very helpful, and to all those lads I'm very, very thankful indeed. So enjoy yourselves for the rest of the evening. God bless.
And I think one of our, at least I hope, our final speaker of the night, Mr. Patrick Spillane.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank Mr. Darcy for all those words that he has passed on there. I don't know if they're all true or not. Did they deserve did I really deserve it all? Is another problem. But anyway, I thank him just the same. Well, 35 years is a long time in forestry, and I came in here into forestry. The first assistant forester was Paddy Harden. He was the first man that came into Macroom. The man before him was only a foreman. I came on with Michael Darcy in 58, and I've laboured along with him all down through the years, cooperated, and we worked in friendship together. And we didn't always agree, we didn't always see eye to eye with one another as far as forestry and plenty is concerned and all this sort of thing, but we at all times agreed to differ. And that is the reason that we parted in better friends than that day we met way back in that evening in October up in again here in 1958. I wish to thank all the assistants that have come through Macroom during that much time. I met a lot of them. There's a few of them here tonight, and Pat Holland is not here, but Michael McElroy is there. Has been 12 years with him. Pat Monaghan, I see him down there. I thank them all. They were very, very great men, easy to get on with, and I pulled very well with them all, and I thank them very, very sincerely. I thank the committee for organising this and make it such a successful night and a very pleasant function indeed. And that's the lot, I think. I thank you all, one and all, very, very sincerely. That's the lot.
At this stage, if we all took out our tickets, we'll have a small bit of a raffle for some spot prizes that were donated by companies that we deal with. Yes. And the first one is a ticket number 11.
I have it myself then. Look.
Oh, we are there. Good job, Bill. Ja, så bra. Good job, Bill. We're going for more anyway. There you go. Number 30. Kit Buckley. You won't believe this. 12. Give him something small. We'll be battle after you tomorrow, my man. Father. 120, and we got up the numbers of it. John Cronin. Who is it? And number 51. 132.
I'm going to pick mine now.
Very good. Can you do something there?
No, oh yeah, I get them now. Do you want them?
6. For this prize. 106. There is. There you go. Leave the rest go for the spot prizes for the dancing. Fair enough. Julie. 140.
That's the other. Keep it going over this way. That's the other. Then ask him to want the rest of it. Maybe I'll sit on here the other day.
And the last one for the moment is number 45. Very good. Okay. Very good. And young Patrick Spillane. I think we'll finish up there for the moment, and now I'd like to call on Father O'Brien to say grace again.
We return thee thanks, O Almighty God, for these and all thy benefits, who livest and reignest world without end. Amen. May the souls of the faithful departed, through the mercy of God, rest in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
So Tom, the ship struck a rock all over the shore. The boat was still my cover. Turn it 9 times around. Turn the poor old dog was drowned. 1, 2, 3.
Fathers, Reverend Sisters, ladies and gentlemen, we're here in Cool Courthouse at the senior citizen dinner. Our first guest here is Mr. Conchana, a neighbour of mine. I just asked him how he enjoyed his dinner. How did you enjoy your dinner, Con?
I enjoyed it very much, sir. We miss old Monsignor this year very much. But let's hope he'll be back with it very shortly again. And they give him all regards, and we wish him well.
I know, Con, and I'm sure everybody here have the same wish for our Monsignor. It's a pity he's not here with us.
Did you enjoy the party so far?
Pardon?
Did you enjoy the party so far?
No.
Huh?
No.
You did. Do you like the turkey? You did?
No party.
Huh?
No party this year.
Huh?
No party this year.
No party this year?
No.
What do you think of the turkey today? Did you like the turkey? You did?
Turkey?
Yeah? Did you like the turkey?
Oh yes, I had.
Huh?
I had it.
Yeah. Are you looking forward to Christmas now, you are?
Yes. So.
You've been off here, have you, I'd say?
No.
Huh?
No. This
Will you cook the dinner for yourself for Christmas, you will?
Oh, I will.
Will you?
Oh, yes.
I suppose you cooked many for a dinner for yourself up through the years, did you?
I did.
Huh?
I did.
Yeah, I'd say you did. Do you like Christmas overall? You do, I suppose?
I do.
Huh? It's a nice time of the year, isn't it?
It's a very nice time of the year.
I suppose it's different from the time you grew up, is it?
It is.
Huh?
There were good times too.
I suppose there was, huh?
Great times.
Do you find it very different now, you do?
I do.
Huh?
But I still enjoy it.
You do, of course. I suppose you do a bit of dancing, will you?
Pardon?
You'll do a bit of dancing?
Oh, I do all that.
Huh?
I do all
I'm
that.
sure you're a grand fit-looking woman to be no bother to, I'd say. Huh?
No.
I'd say it wouldn't, and you're great. Julia Cotter, there, the last woman that was talking to us. How are you enjoying the party so far?
Very good.
Are you?
Great.
Do you come here every year, you do?
No, my first year.
First year, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, but sure. Do you think you're doing it wrong now by coming because you're very young, sure? You couldn't consider yourself an old person, could you?
Well, I don't think I'm an old person.
You are not.
But I'm the age anyway.
Yeah, you are not. I suppose you're 55, are you?
I may be young in my ways.
Yeah,
but
you.
I'm not young in age.
Yeah, you are. For God's sake, you are, huh? Yeah, you are, of course.
My friends and myself are enjoying it here very much.
I say, yeah. Did you come last year yourself with it?
I did, Father. I'm alone this year, as you know.
I know that, of course. And how are you getting on? The God loves you. You got a fair shock when your husband died. Isn't that right? For sure. Yeah, for sure. You should be sure he's happy now anyway. He's looking down on top of us. He is, of course. He is, of course. He is, of course. He is. Sure, of course. Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Sure. Sure. An occasion like this is nice for people to get out of the house too, isn't
Oh,
it?
it is lovely.
Tis, of
Very
course.
nice.
Tis.
Very,
Yeah,
very
here
nice.
it is.
We enjoy it very much.
Here it is.
Yeah.
And sure, they're all in great old form. They're kind of laughing away anyway as best as they can.
They do an awful lot for the elderly here.
They
don't
do. It is a great committee, isn't it?
Marvellous.
It is a great committee altogether. It is, of course.
They give them a lovely time.
They do.
There's a lot of people missing, Father.
There is. There's a lot of them gone, isn't there?
God help us.
There is. Here, but sure, God knows. I suppose they wouldn't come back to us after if they got half a chance, I bet you. What?
I'd say not.
I wouldn't think so. Yeah, I wouldn't think so. I suppose times are after changing off that now since your young days of Christmas, is it?
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Well,
There it
I
is.
don't know. At my time, they were happy Christmases, Father.
I suppose they were, of course. What was the big difference now between the Christmas now and the Christmas long ago? What was the big difference, would you think?
Oh,
Where were you from in your young days?
back on the Gera Road.
Did you where?
The Gera Road.
The Gera Road. That's the Inchigila Road.
That's right.
Is that right? What used you do that time that was just different from now? Well, I suppose you wouldn't be as active now as you were then, says you, but
The Gera was there then, nearly.
was it? Was?
There were happy days, Father. If
I
there was
suppose-
ever any happy days.
I suppose so. Would you think you're a lot happier now, you would? Huh?
Huh?
You're a lot happier, weren't you?
Oh, no comparison.
No comparison at all, sure, not at all. But sure, you're great, God bless you, to keep going, sure, and everything.
I think Christmas is a very lonely time.
Tis a lonely old time, tis. Tis a lonely
My
old
mother
time,
died
really.
at Christmas.
Is that right?
She died suddenly and went to bed.
How long ago was that now?
And it's 40 years ago.
40 years ago. Where?
Ballybona.
Ballybona.
I had 2 deaths at Christmas.
Yeah.
My brother and sister.
Is that right?
Christmas.
Well, Christmas is lonely for a lot of people, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
It is.
It brings back memories.
It is. And God knows, but sure, I suppose some people...
I love Christmas. I think it's a very holy,
Tis.
enjoyable
Tis.
time, and all my family are together.
It is, and it's nice to have them, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Here it
I
is,
think
of course.
it's lovely.
Sure, fantastic yourselves to see you.
Well, it was not too bad.
Your name is Mrs. Creedon, isn't it?
That's right.
That's right. And this woman,
Mrs. Farnham.
Mrs. Farnham, sure I know well. Sure I did a funeral of your husband, didn't I? I did, of course. You're great.
And this lady was Creedon herself before
She was. You aren't related, are you?
Yeah.
Are you? I better keep quiet, so I'd want to be careful what I be saying to you.
And very strange that the Creedons are related at all.
Is that right?
The Devonshires.
Is that right? But that's a fierce posh name. Where did that name come from at all?
Well, my mother's name was Devonshire, Father.
Is that right?
When I went to get my citizenship papers in America, you know,
Yeah?
the immigration, the naturalization man said to me, "What's your mother's maiden name?" I said, "Mary Devonshire, sir." He said, "What? Are you English?" I said, "No, I'm not.
Is that right?
I'm Welsh."
Is that right? Good God. Are you dancing from all right? Huh?
Huh?
You dancing from all right? Huh? Yeah, there's no bother, you're great. You're great to keep going, sure.
Not too bad, thank God.
Would you know many of them here now, you would?
I nearly know everyone here.
You would, of course, you would, of course. Very
I
good.
came to school here. I know
You did, of
them.
course, you did, of course.
I know all the people.
You do,
and
of
I
course.
worked in Macroom.
They're nice people here, they're lovely. Yeah, they're lovely, they are. They
The
talk.
Ballybona people are very nice too.
They are good back there, I'd say.
I love
I'd say they are.
Ballybona.
Here it is. There's a lot of Ballybona people in Macroom, isn't there?
Oh, there is.
There is.
Good people.
They are, of course.
There's a lot of good looking people in the world yet.
There is, of course. And it's nice to see him, isn't it? It is nice to see him.
Like Red Skeleton, the comedian in America, you know. Someone said to him one time, "Why are you so pleasant and so nice to everyone?" Well, he said, "We're all made in the image and likeness of God, aren't we?" And the answer was yes. So he said, "I've met a lot of people," he said, "but I've never met God. But the next time I meet somebody, it could be him."
It's true.
What a lovely way.
Well, I can tell you there was a lot of wisdom in it, actually. There was. Huh? There was, of course.
I never met him, he said, but the next one I meet might be him.
It's true. So we're supposed to see Christ in every person, aren't we?
The beggar on the road, Father, could be him.
It's true, yeah. It's true. Treat everybody the same, isn't it the only way, isn't it? It is. You're great, God bless him. Well, it's lovely talking to you anyway. And enjoy the rest of the party. Huh?
It's very consoling talking to you.
Yeah, sure, I don't know. Sure. You never put up with me, da?
Yes, we would.
I suppose you would. Huh?
Father, I have great patience.
Yeah, you would, I suppose. You want
I
to...
have great faith in God.
You have, of course, I'd say you have. I'd say so. I'd say you're very good to say your prayers and all.
And Padre Pio.
I have you. You get devotion to Padre Pio, you have?
I have a place of honour in my home.
You have, of course. I suppose you have, of course. Padre Pio, that's right. I was in his place in San Giovanni in Rome about 2 years ago, or in Italy. And the room is as it was, but everything is encased. Everything is encased. And of course he was stay for hours inside in the confession box listening to confessions. And he was trying about the room. And he made out it was the lady that saved him. And who was the lady? Our Blessed Lady. She was. He made out she saved him. But he's a very holy man.
Oh, yeah. I read a piece about him, Father, and it said, before you go to bed every night,
Yeah,
think of one little nail in our Lord's hands.
that's right.
And
Yeah,
you go to sleep.
of
I always
course.
do.
Is that right?
Think of a little bit of his crucifixion.
Of course. God, it is true, really. It is true.
And you know, he had the stigma.
He had, of course, he had. He went through fierce pain, I'd say. God love him.
Oh, okay.
He is.
No one only knows
No.
God, only God.
Yeah, that's
Not
right.
separate.
I tell you now. You've all the answers for Juicy. Well, it was lovely talking to you. You're fantastic.
Right?
Huh?
God bless
You aren't interested in any bit of housekeeping, are you?
I made Mrs. Creedon laugh. laughed last night, Father. I was telling her about my school days.
I suppose so.
Didn't you laugh? Oh, yeah. We had a character of a boy, going to school.
Is that right?
He was a neighbour of ours.
Yeah.
And he was very tall.
Yeah.
And the school teacher we had in Castleview was very, very, very severe.
Is that right?
Yeah. So, she had a stick. She used to wallop us across the back with a stick.
Yeah.
And this day, this day anyway, she gave Paddy a wallop across the back, and he stood up. And she said to him, "You shouldn't be in the school at all." Well, by God, ma'am, he said, "You shouldn't be here either. Get you up and give you one kick across the shin." Wasn't it funny?
I can tell you it was. There's no
He
about
never
it.
came back to school.
I'd say not. I'd say not.
He came back to school.
There's different times altogether now, Joe.
Sure.
Huh?
The kids are running the mothers now and the fathers.
They're what? They're what?
They're running the mothers and fathers now, Father.
They're running them. I suppose they are. Huh? I suppose they are. What was the big difference between children that you see now and children on go?
Like chalk and cheese, Father.
I suppose so. Ah, yeah.
Nearly in the olden days, if there was anyone a mile away dead from you, you couldn't make a noise
Is that right?
in the house.
Of course, yeah.
My mother was so severe.
Is that right? I know. Yeah.
Don't you know somebody's dead?
That's
Well,
right.
we used to say, Mama, she's there miles away. I don't care. We pray for him anyway.
You would, of course, you would. And it's a great thing to do, wasn't it?
We were brought up right anyway, Father.
Yeah,
Thank
of
God
course.
we had a good mother.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, of course. And that means that's an important thing, isn't it? Ah, it is.
And I never see my father.
You didn't, of course, no. I love us. I love us, so I suppose. Well, thank God you're your mother anyway. That's true. Well, you're very good, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of the day.
Thanks, Father, very much.
You're still too young to be here.
Come out and see us sometime.
I will, of course. I will, of course. Would you give me a cup of tea, you would?
Yes, you would. I wouldn't have the tea in the house, Father.
I suppose you would.
Are you happy?
I suppose so. I'd be flying so. Happy Christmas to anyone around.
Oh, I would indeed.
What?
I'd like to wish a happy Christmas to my husband, Tim Creedon,
Of course, yeah.
and my son, John, and my daughter, Juliana.
Is that right?
Yes. And all the neighbours in Coolcower,
Is that right?
and the O'Sullivan family that live next door.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. Both Mr. and Mrs. Sullivan always came here, and they were unable to come this year through circumstances. But
Are they the bus drivers, are they?
no,
No, different.
no,
Oh, yeah.
no. This is Peter O'Sullivan lives in number 1.
Oh, that's right. Oh, sorry, that's right.
Yeah, and Mrs. O'Leary in number 4, and Dan,
Yeah. We all wish him.
and all the other neighbours. I wish them the very best.
Oh, very good. That couldn't be better.
And Mary Sullivan, your next door neighbour, was a great friend to me. And my Nick.
And the great neighbours too.
Oh, she's the greatest.
Yeah, of course. And the young ones, Ona, Veronica, and Helen, of course. Yeah, they're lovely. No, that is what that's what Christmas is all about, isn't it? Yes. Well, thanks very much. Don't mind yourself.
Right, thank you.
Huh?
Not too bad.
Will you say hello to these people here, you will?
Who are the people?
Huh?
Who are the people?
This is a local television here.
I shall have nothing to say.
Yeah, it is.
I've nothing to
This
say.
is Sister Anthony from the Convent of Mercy here in Macroom. Are you enjoying yourself? You are?
Yes, I am.
Huh?
Great.
You are?
I am.
Huh?
This is great.
Who brought you in at all? Was it
Sister Eileen?
Sister Eileen?
Yeah.
That was lovely to come in, wasn't it?
Marvellous.
I suppose you're looking forward to it, were you?
Of course.
Huh? Yeah, it was.
And I won a great.
What? You're blackguarding me now again, sure. How was that, mister? Huh?
I won a prize.
Did you what you win? You didn't open it yet, did you?
No,
Huh?
no,
What was it? What was it? Was it a spot prize or what?
no.
A ticket?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you did. It must have been a fix, was it?
Pardon?
How would you get it at all?
And my number was called out.
Was it?
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. Ah, that's good. Do you come to this party often, you do?
Every year.
Every year?
Yeah.
Where are you from? Huh? Oh, County Clare, is it?
Yeah.
County Clare. What part of it?
Kilrush.
Kilrush, it's good country up there, isn't it?
It's great.
And you go back there often?
Yeah.
How often?
Once a year.
Once a year. I suppose you've loads of people up there, have you?
Sure.
Have you? I have. Tell me, would you like to wish Happy Christmas now to anyone? Well, along with your own people in Kilrush, certainly, of course, but anyone else locally?
Here is it?
Yeah. Would you like to wish Happy Christmas to anyone around, any of your friends around?
Here.
Yeah. In Macroom?
In Macroom.
Yeah. Do you want to wish Happy Christmas to anyone?
Mrs. Hennessy.
Hennessy, grand. She's down Coolcower, is it?
Yeah.
No, that's grand. And And Michael and all the
Michael,
family.
yeah.
Lovely, lovely.
Yeah.
Anyone else? No? But I suppose all the sisters above in the convent anyway.
Yeah.
We couldn't forget them, could we?
Sister Mary and all the sisters.
Of course, yeah, lovely. Actually,
Yeah.
they love to see you now.
Yeah.
They will. Thanks very much, Sister Anthony. God bless you. You're great. How are you getting on? Mrs. O'Leary, isn't it? You look at me very suspiciously.
Oh, that I would. I know what you're doing, all right.
I suppose you do.
I do.
How are you getting on?
All right.
Are you enjoying the day so far? You are? Huh? Yes, of course. And do you come here all the time? You do? You come here every year, I'd say, do you? Huh?
I know. We're not from Macroom.
Me?
Yeah.
I am not. I am not. What? But you're enjoying the day so far, you are?
I am.
Hmm? Did you eat all the turkey you did?
I couldn't eat all of it.
Didn't you?
No, I finished with that.
But it's nice to get it served up to, isn't it?
Oh, I know it is.
It's a bit of a change, really, isn't it? It's a bit of a change. It is. Would you like to wish Happy Christmas to anyone?
To you, my dear.
To me?
Yes.
Oh, sure, it's grand, so mind yourself, so.
Oh, I will.
And all your family as well, I suppose?
Yeah, I'll be telling you all about this now later on.
You will, sure, they'd love to hear about today. They will.
I'll be telling you about it.
You will, of course.
They're trying out to me.
I suppose you will. Well, God bless you, mind yourself, and a happy Christmas, Joe.
I will.
We'll go shake hands with me.
Good luck.
What?
I said good luck to you, I said.
Good luck. The party so far, yeah?
God, we are immensely.
Do you come here every year, you do?
Well, not every year. I don't have. We're too young to be coming every year, like, you know.
Yeah, I suppose. You're too young altogether to be here, I suppose. Huh? It's nice to see you.
Well, we're about the same age anyway.
Yeah. I want to ask you what age you're, huh?
Oh, wait a minute. 69.
Oh, you forgot. If you don't mind telling me, sir, I won't mind commenting, so.
Well, of course, Connie's older than me, 3 weeks. Isn't it? That's right.
Did you go to school together, did you?
No, so Connie's from Bendon, of course. I'm from Macroom. Yeah, I'm from Macroom.
What part of Macroom all the time you from Christie?
Oh, from Caldrum. I never left it.
Same place?
All the same.
Yeah, it's a good country out there.
It is grand out altogether.
I suppose you've seen big changes in Macroom over the years, have you?
Oh God, there is an awful lot of change. For the better, I suppose. The more older, the better.
What is the biggest change now, would you think, in Macroom since the last 50 years, I suppose?
Well, of course, the motor cars is the biggest change, I suppose. Yeah.
Tis a
The
big change, really.
donkey car, the horse and cars, and the motor cars.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I suppose the roads are very different too, are they, the quality of the roads?
Well, a little bit better, but of course they were better a couple of years ago, but of course they've gone into potholes now, and they've really gone back to where they were.
That's right, I suppose. This country doesn't suit the roads a lot of the time, really, considering the mild weather we have, really.
Well, I suppose the wet weather is a lot to do with it, and yeah.
Are you down in Barrett's Place all the time yourself?
Oh, yeah, man. I'm number 64 down there. And
You have a big family down
but
there?
there are only 62 houses there. That's right. That's right.
Where did the other 2 houses come from? Huh?
And it is called Barrett's Place. But they all call it Barrett's Place. It's called after one man. The late Canon Barrett.
Canon Barrett,
That's right. That's right.
The same as O'Connor Park after.
That's correct, yeah. That's right, yeah. That's right, yeah.
There's a lot of people down in Barrett's Place, but a lot of people going out of there, isn't there?
Well, they're after Dwindley out of Smallville. There were more people years ago.
There is, yeah, of course.
That's
Where did
right.
you work all your life yourself, Con?
Well, I was you had to follow the work in my trade, like. You had to follow the work.
What was it, kind of building or something, was it?
Yeah,
no?
building, yeah.
Is that right? So, of course, you're going from place to place, of
That's
course.
exactly, yeah. That's
Houses
right.
here, there and
That's
everywhere.
right, yeah.
Of course, the building trade is after getting a bit of a knocking on the last
It
couple of
is,
years.
very much so, yeah.
Material, raw material.
But it's still not as bad as the 30s yet, though, I'd say.
Of course not.
No, I'd say not.
Bad. The tortoise are very bad, would they?
Oh, shocking to the world. Shocking to the world.
No, the older in the 30s. We're talking about even for stamps, you only got a day's dole for each stamp you had.
Is that the way?
But later on they changed and you got a week's dole for the stamp plate.
It's a big change now, isn't it?
Oh, wonderful change altogether. If I know for the good or for the better, but big change. But at least they have something like. And there was an outlet in that time, you know, during the war, there was go to England, like, you know, there was some outlet.
That's right, that's right, that's right,
Yeah.
that's right, that's right.
The things have changed, like, and well, I suppose the conditions are better and everybody is more educated and everything. Like.
Yeah, of course, yeah, of course. There's a lot of immigration from Macroom, isn't there?
That's quite right, and from everywhere for that matter. No? That's right, that's right.
A lot of people after dying since this time last year.
There's about separations since of this type here now since last year. There was separations last year. And well, of course, we're in that bracket too, like. Well, that's all.
Played from year by year from now.
Yeah, like our years. But sure, we've nothing to be afraid of anyway.
No,
Not at all.
Not at
all.
We'll be out of the valley of tears anyway.
Yeah. And it can't be that bad on the other side anyway.
No, well, I'm sure it isn't.
We'll be get a free ticket in a...
Nobody came back to tell us that.
No. They have too good a time on the other side as well.
Of course, they have. Don't come back to us at all. Is there anyone you'd like to say wish Happy Christmas to know?
Happy Christmas to everybody, I wish everybody. Everybody.
Many happy returns.
Friends and family, of course. Grand, so. Well, God bless you all, lads, and thanks very much, Con and Christy. You're very good.
Thank you, Father.
Who we've here now at the moment is Patrick Healy, who played a key part today in the organising of this lovely senior citizens party here in Coolcowl House in Macroom. So Patrick, kept busy for us, you were?
We were, Father, very busy.
That's right.
We have a very good organisation in Macroom, actually, a great committee, and we have great help. We have great help out here today, and that was the main thing.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's great.
You know?
And, have you many of a committee?
I passed about 26 members of a committee. Yeah.
Are we planning for it for a long time?
Sorry?
Were you planning for it for a long time?
Yeah, we have organised this since about last September now.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to plan out events ahead because, you know, for bookings and that, like,
And especially our summer outing now, that's a very important item during
Summer
the
outing, is
year.
it? Where will you hope to go, Pat?
Well, we don't know where we'll be going for the next year now, but we usually try to rotate
Where'd you go
to
last
different
year?
places. Last year now we went to Killarney.
Killarney, lovely. And they all enjoyed it, did
They all enjoyed it very much.
And the weather was good for it?
We had a beautiful day last year.
Yeah, lovely.
And we were very lucky so far. But the important thing is to book in time.
I suppose it is a course.
You know,
it is a course,
because
Do you get great cooperation from the senior citizens? You
oh,
know?
great.
Yeah, and the
They're a
families are
wonderful
very good
bunch
to
of
bring
people
them.
all
Oh,
together.
they're lovely,
And we have no problem bringing them out on the floor there for dancing and eating. They're marvellous people. They're great people. And
they look forward to it.
whether or eating doesn't matter. They're out there every Wednesday at the socials.
That's right. Even though the weather was dry really for the last couple of weeks and months.
But still, the weather to be fairly cold this time of the year now. But we have around 100 people in here today, which is marvellous, really.
Lovely.
You know?
And there appears to be a couple of people that were here last year, not here this year, Pat.
Unfortunately, there's always a few dropping out and a few dying and so on like that.
They all look forward to this the one time in the year really when they like to get out and they meet their own
events of the year for us, like. And they do here. They all chat and they meet people that maybe they didn't meet for a long time and so on like that, you know.
Well, you made a great job of it anyway, Pat, and the meal was lovely and it was great work really that you're doing.
Deserve it.
They do.
The only thing we would like is if we had a little bit more support for our monthly socials in the Fatherine Hall.
Is that right?
Yeah,
that's right.
That's the one thing we're a little bit worried about.
Is
you know?
it on during the winter at the present time, Pat?
Not really, no. We don't have anything now for January and February. We'll probably be starting in March now again, next March. And
you get people to bring them along, is it?
Exactly. And we would like that if people had any suggestions about how social should be run, or if they'd like any different sort of events during the year or so on. Yeah, or a different approach to the thing like that, we would like that, because we're only maybe carry on with the same thing year after year, and maybe it's time for change, like, and we feel that if people wouldn't like a change, that they're free to come in and see it to any member of the committee.
That's right, lovely, Pat. You're doing great work really in the town, and it's great to see the old people getting out for the day. They all appear to be enjoying themselves, and they had a lovely meal anyway. They had. Well, it's great stuff, Pat, and our compliments to the committee anyway from us all. They're very good, it's fantastic. So Christmas is all about. Thanks, Pat. Good man. Thanks.
Wish them all a happy Christmas and so on.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks, Pat. So the really hen as well, what's your
Paddy Corman.
Paddy Corman, that's right, Paddy,
I wish them all happy Christmas, that'll be it. And goodbye to them after that.
That's good, which is a good thing, Paddy.
Then more.
Is Christmas different now from long ago, would you think?
Long ago. All changed now.
Different altogether, is it?
Definitely.
What would be the big change now, would you find?
The youth don't think Christmas at all now.
They do what, sorry?
The youth don't think of Christmas at all.
They don't think of Christmas at all?
No, they don't.
Yeah.
Like the elder people do.
Of course, yeah.
But the youth don't, not today.
That's right, yeah.
I don't know what's wrong, there's something wrong somewhere, but no one can make it out.
That's right, yeah.
So I wish them all happy Christmas here today. I hope they'll be here again next year.
Please gosh, that's as good as you can do, Paddy, in all fairness.
And more them. Thank you.
And it's a good thing to do.
Thank you.
I know, Paddy.
Thank you.
We've, Peggy O'Callaghan here from Kilnamatron. She's going to give us a bar of a song, and Peggy? And good girl, to be lovely.
At last those walls came tumbling down, alas, they stand no more. Where dwell those noble clansmen, those gallant men of yore? Within those walls where men were born, and many met their doom, we all lament the day it went, the castle of Macroom. Wren Eugenie stay there, and Willem Penn as well. If those walls could only speak, what stories they would tell. The proud Salon flows gently by as I sit here in the gloom, and it seems to say a sad farewell to the castle of Macroom. The castle grounds are lonesome now, We miss those ancient walls. For the older generation, happy days they must recall. Many a happy hour we spent, and many a love did bloom. Many a maid was wooed and won in the castle of Macroom. And now to end my story, sad though it has been, those walls are gone forever, but their grandeur we have seen. My thoughts go back to happier days as memory fills this room. I see again in fantasy the castle of Macroom.
Very good, Peggy. That was lovely. Very, very lovely. Very sentimental indeed. Lovely, Peggy. Thanks.
Parents, friends, cubs. This is a very important occasion for all cubs. It's the investing into the sculpture. So it's very important, and we're glad that so many of you are out to come and see them. Because it's a special occasion for them. They're making their promise where they're going to try to do their best and live by the rules of cubs. It's the first promise they're making in the cubs. They've made one of the beaver something more than making the scouts again. And they're going to try to live by this promise. You know, that's the Investiture. The first son is Brian Sandler.
With God's help, I, Thomas Curtis, promise to do my best to love God and to live the Cub Scout law. Amen.
Homer.
I, our Samson, promise to love God, to help other people, and to live the Cub Scout law.
And the next boy is for Fran Cormac, Shane. And Shane again.
With God's help, I, Shane, myself, and promise to love God, to help other people, and to live the Cub Scout law.
Raymond.
With God's help, I, Raymond Brown, promise to do my best to do the rest and to help other people live. With God's help, I, Raymond Brown, promise to do my best to love God and to help other people and live Cub Scout law. God's help, I know to do promise from God to help other people and live the Cubs Scout life.
Right, next stand Björn, Inde, and Paul.
God help, I follow her and promise to do my best to love God and help other people and to live the Cubs Scout life. With God's help, I, Michael Parsons, promise to do my best to love God and to live the Cub Scout law. God's help, I, Paul Duncan, promise to do my best to love God and to live the Cub Scout law.
Ian.
With God's help, I, Ian Leahy, promise to do my best to love God, to help other people to live the Cub Scout law.
Brian. And
with God's help, I, Brian McKenna, promise to do my best to love God and to help other people and to live the Cub Scout law.
That's the end of our investiture. It's a very short-term rendition. Now we want to give out a few trophies and a few medals as well. We want to give out the trophy for the Cub of the Year 1987. Now you all know that this doesn't really apply to the new boys this year. It applies to the Cubs we had last year. But next year it might be your turn, so who knows. And the Cub of the Year 1987 was
Roy Callaghan.
Roy Callaghan. The two runners-up were Kevin Long and Liam O'Brien. The other trophy we want to give out is the Cub of the Month for the month of November up to now in December, and that's for Henry Murphy. So we'll say the prayer now before we get on. Attention.
What do you know? Jingle bells, okay. Are we ready? Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Clap your hands. To ride on the one-horse open sleigh. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride on the one-horse open sleigh. Lovely. Beautiful. Laughing all the way. Good. Making clear in time. What? Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride on one horse
mic? Are we on mic then, Joe Hall? Are we on mic for the hall? No? No, not for the hall. Okay. Is Santa Claus coming to somebody? Hands up, who's Santa Claus coming to? Quick! Hands up! Oh! Wait a while, we see this chap here. Ha! See all those people down there? Do you see them? Who are they? What's your name? Liam. Say it out loud.
Liam.
Liam what? Liam Neville. What's your daddy's name? Daddy. And what's your mammy's name? Mammy. That's a good old fellow. Where do you live? Huh? Where do you live? In Macroom, is it? Yeah. Is Santa Claus coming? When is Santa coming? What's he going to bring? A digger. What are you going to do with the digger? Lift up this one. Big heavy house. Is it? There's a good old fella. Are you looking forward to Christmas? What are you going to eat for Christmas? Sweets. You're a great old fella. Right. Who else is Santa coming from? Okay, you come with me. Okay. What's your name?
Sinead.
Sinead what?
Nothing.
Where do you live?
True.
Tell me where do you live in Macroom? How do I get to your house now? I go up straight, and then I turn in, and that's it. And I'm there then, am I? Isn't that great? What about Santa? Is he coming to you?
Yeah.
Tell me what's he bringing.
A jigsaw and my pony castle.
Oh, ho, isn't that nice? Aren't you lucky? Are you? And how is he going to get into the house? Tell me.
And come down to him.
Will he be all black? Huh? He won't. How do you know? Huh? Has he a big horsey pulling the sleigh along? No. But how does he bring it along?
The reindeers.
The reindeers. And what's the name of the biggest reindeer he has? What's his name?
Don't know.
You don't know? He has a red nose. What's his name?
Don't know.
What's his name?
Rudolph.
Rudolph. Good. Give her a nice big clap. That's it. Good. No, we're going to sing another song now. We talk about Santa Claus again then, if there's still time. Any sign of that woman coming in to play the piano? Is there anybody? There's nobody down there who can fall in for her, is there? I think they're a bit stuck round the back, maybe. Nobody can do anything in that line. Father Steve?
No.
What did we just sing?
Jingle bells.
Oh, Jingle Bells. Will we do Rudolph so? Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer
Has a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw him, you would easily say it knows. All of the other reindeers used to laugh and call him names.
Poor Rudolph joined in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, boy, Santa came to say,
Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you
guide my sleigh to mice. Then all the
reindeers know him,
and they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer,
you go down in history.
There, give yourself a big clap. You come on. Mellow. Aha. What's your name now, tell me?
Sean.
Sean. You see that man there with the camera?
Yes.
What's he doing?
He's, I don't know. I think he's putting on telly.
You think he's what?
I think he's putting us on telly.
Were you ever on telly before?
No?
No? Would you like to see yourself on telly?
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know.
If you give a big wave out like that now, you'll be waving at yourself. Go on, give a big wave. Say hello. Say hello, Sean. Go on, say hello, Sean. No, you will not. But when you get somebody now to find out when this program will be on, And you'll be able to see yourself on telly, won't you? You will. Ask Denjo. Go on, ask him. Go on.
No.
No. Okay. Good boy. Who'll sing on their own now? Anybody sing a song on their own for me? We're going to be very brave and sing a song all alone. Good men. Give them a big clap. Now, Sean. What's the name of the song?
Santa's dear.
Good. Off we go.
Santa's little dear, he pulls a silver sleigh. He brings the toys to girls and boys on every Christmas day. Ting-a-ling, ting-a-ling, here comes Santa's sleigh. Ting-a-ling, ting-a-ling, hurrah for Christmas Day. Sing Santa's little dear, he flies across the sky. He scrapes his hooves on snow-white roofs as he goes trotting by. Ting-a-ling, ting-a-ling, here comes Santa's sleigh. Ting-a-ling, ting-a-ling, hurrah for Christmas Day. Santa's little dear, so merry and so bright.
Good boy.
So merry and so bright. Bring Santa.
La, 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 la. Help him, who knows it? Hooray for Christmas Day. Okay. We just hold on for 2 minutes, I'll let you know what's happening. Does anybody want to say hello to their granny or anything at home now that will be watching the telly? Where do I now start watching? You tell them now what your name is and say hello. Nice and lively now. Quick.
Anya Bryan.
From? And give your granny a big wave. That's it. Say hello, granny.
Hi, Granny.
Hi, granny. That's it. Okay. Your name is?
Sarah.
And these please give a big wave. Who you want to say hello to? Go on. What's Mammy and Daddy's name? Carmel and Barry. Good. Now, so. Who's this fella? Quick now. Hop, hop. Ha. Give a big wave out there to Mammy and Daddy Long. That's it. Good. Next. Nice and quick now. Whoop. Oh, the size of this big fella. Go on. Who is what's your name? David what? David Sheehan from Macedon, I bet. Is it? Are you able to play badminton like your daddy? Are you able to play table tennis? Are you able to do all sorts of wonderful, marvellous games you are? Huh? That's a good, give a big wave out there. Go on. Your granddad's George, is he? Is he? Yes. No. Yeah. Say hello to him. Say hello. Good. 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 Next. Your? And who you'll be seeing? Will you be going to see yourself from the telly? I bet you will. Give yourself a wave. Quick. Nice big wave. That's it. Next one is Stephanie. And Stephanie's going to? Where are you going to school? Go Macroom. Give a wave. Big wave. Who are you saying hello to? Good. And you're going to say hello to? Say hello to somebody. To your teacher. Who's your teacher? Mrs. O'Riordan, is it? Say hello, give her a wave. Ah, nice to think of the teachers, isn't it? This time of year. Who's this?
Shane.
Shane, and you're going to say hello to? Say hello. Good. And the next one, we had you already, hadn't you? You'd say a big hello now, big wave, because you're the biggest man up here. No, and this fella said hello, didn't you? Say hello again. Who are you going to say hello to? Again, give them one more big wave. That's it. We're nearly there. Hang in there. Who are you saying hello to? Good. Say hello. Go on. Hello. Say hello. And this, you good boy. And who's this? Sinead. Say hello, Sinead. Hello. And this one is? Ariane. Eddie. Say hello. Who are you saying hello to?
Granny.
Granny as well. Will you say hello to Santa Claus? Tell him hurry on, will you? Go on. Will you? I do. Big wave. No, have you kissed for me? I do. Will you give me a kiss? No kiss. Right. 2 more to go. Here we go. Now, ready? Big wave again. Oh, who's that for? Your 2 grannies and 2 grand. Have you kissed for me? Oh, that's made my night. Now, Last one. Last one coming up. And you are? And you were hidden behind me all the time, weren't you? So we'll have to give you an extra minute. Who's down there belonging to you?
Mommy and Daddy.
Show me where they are. That's your mammy. And where's your daddy? Where's your daddy? At home. You see? Say hello to daddy at home. Hello, daddy.
Daddy at home.
That's the girl. Good. Wonderful. Okay. This is the song down there is in Shema. Small and big, this is called. I've just been promised to come with the months next month. What do you know now, one last song? Santa Claus is coming to town. Oh, you better watch out. You better not. You better not shout. I'm telling you why. Out loud. Making a list. He's checking it. He's going to find out.
she got the hoopty cup and eggs, margarine, so. Company, follow. Boom, cha, 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 boom, cha, 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 boom, cha, cha, cha.
Halfway up the stairs is ashes and further under the cows and pulled him tight over her head. The wind growled around the house like some big animal. All at once she heard the door squeak and crack. Something slipped in. And began to creep over the floor. The floor went squeak, squeak. Then in an awful voice it said, "Who's got my hairy toe? Who's got my hairy toe? You got it!" What's going what you doing tonight? Over in we got a feed just right. How about the corner we take for two? With a few better we can give it a do. There's a countryman to get a blue that too. You gotta get to that to get in the mood. In the mood, you got it. In the mood, you got it. In the mood, you got it. Right, right, in the mood, It's not that much travel away. Yeah, you don't know that good day. Was the top man on his side. But then he never came up and he was not the track. The Indian now, over there say, he's a boogie, what company be? The baby goes in the cars of good land. The pretty birds out because he couldn't jam. Can't seem to understand. Cause they made it left in the back. Not a company jumps, bring a heavy. He's a boogie, what company be? Boogie, what company be? What up, Mr. Jones? No right to the telephone. You can confess the same before, but you won't get there anymore. You're in 1,000 man. You're in 1,000 and not in the back. So this is what up, Mr. Jones. No right to the telephone. You can confess the same before, but you won't get there anymore. Yeah!
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That's the end of our show for this evening. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you forgive all the mishaps. We had to improvise here and there because Helen was meant to do lots of things, so we did the best we can. I hope you enjoyed it. There's a cup of tea for everybody in the Scout Hall immediately.
and that is organised.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, Michael. Honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen, I brought my piece of paper with me because without it I couldn't go anywhere. We're gathered here tonight to honour a man who has given almost 40 years of service to Forestry. But I don't know why I'm here, but unfortunately I was given the job at the moment. And when I said to my fellow organisers, why is it? Well, they said to me, you know the longest. I suppose I'm not quite sure that I do know him the longest. There's a man sitting in front of me here who knows him quite a bit longer than me. As far as I can remember, Pat Hamilton was the first assistant he had in Macroom. He says, I know him better. I know him. But I know Michael Darcy since 1965. And I can remember when I first met him. I came to Bandon as a young raw recruit in 1965, and of course I was walking. I didn't even have a bike, not mind a car. But if anybody knows Bandon Forest, you don't go far. You don't go far walking. So I was told to get a car, and it was suggested to me that the best man to get a car for, you know, is contact with Darcy. I contacted him. A roundabout way, but I contacted him anyway. I was brought up to meet Darcy on a particular Sunday evening in January 1965, and I told him my story, and he said, I'll fix you up. About the week hadn't passed when he rang. I didn't have a phone, but he rang Charlie Callahan to get a message to me that there was a car going up in Mill Street. He came down to Bandon, he collected me and brought me back to Jaxie Lewis. He got me good to Jaxie, and he fixed me up with a mini mile. But I think it's indicative of the man that I think all his life he was out to help people. He got a car for me, he came down to Bandon, he picked me up, brought me back to Mill Street, bought the car for me, and brought me back home again. But that's the kind of guy Mick Darcy is. I later came to know him a lot better, of course. About some 4 or 5 years later, I got a transfer to Macroom. And I think it was nearly 20 years I spent together with him, wasn't it? And I must say, in those 20 years, we never had a crossing. He was one. He's one of the most outstanding men I ever worked with, and it was a pleasure and an honour for me to work with Mick Darcy. Now, at the outset, I said that he spent the best part of 40 years in Forestry. I may be corrected in my dates, but I think it was the 10th of October 1949 that he entered Avondale. And there was another man who was with us here tonight who entered Avondale at the same time, and I'd like to call upon him to say a few words. Dan Darcy. Dan, would you come up to the mic, if you don't mind?
Ladies and gentlemen, I am honoured this evening to be asked to say a few words as a tribute to Mick Darcy and his retirement. Mick and I go back a very, very long way. As Michael said, we were in Avondale together. On the 10th of October, he said, I think Mick didn't arrive till the 11th. He was a day late in arriving at Avondale. That didn't set the trend, I'm sure, for the future in Forestry. There was a very good reason, which he told me many years later, why he was late. But unfortunately, since Sally is with him tonight, I can't tell you. Suffice it to say that Mick was always a ladies' man. When the rest of us came into Avondale that evening and saw Mick, we said, this will never stick it out. And now, almost 40 years later, we're proved right. I think it was in 1958 he was sent to Macroom. And we have been very close together in the years since then. I think Michael McElroy said it when he said that no one could do more to help his fellow man. To me, Mick has been one of the best friends I've had in Forestry. Many's the call I made on Mick when I was in trouble, and I never called in vain. I never met a Forester who did, incidentally. I don't intend to go into a long rigmarole talking about Mick's virtues, but to suffice it to say that I have never met a man in whom I would trust my life more willingly than Mick. Friendship over the years, and I wish him health and wealth and happiness in this new phase of his career that he's now opening up for. Thank you, Mick.
Thank you, Dan. Well, now, as Dan said, he entered Avondale in 1949. In 52, as far as I know, he went to Donegal. He worked for a while at Ballybuffet as an assistant forester. He went from there on to Bonray to the late great Matt Dalton, whom I'm sure a lot of people in this hall can remember and remember well. But Mick spent a couple of years with Matt Dalton, and I'd say he earned it hard. He was with a tough taskmaster. But from what I'm told, Mick didn't spend all his time with Matt Dalton. He was inclined to back horses, I'm told. And I know that on a Saturday, when we worked on half days on a Saturday day, but half day Saturday morning, Mick was inclined to go to the Ganyan Inn, and he was the guy with the car, and he collected the bets, and he went to the booking office. Sometimes they came up, more times they didn't. I don't know, do you owe any money to the fellas up there all the time? Anyway, Mick left Bonray, and in 1954 he went on to Strokestown in County Roscommon, where he took over a new forest there. And there he met his beautiful wife. Poor Mick. They went that long in Strokestown until he was sent off to Donegal, and he explored the Inishowen Peninsula. As a matter of fact, he took over a new forest in Buncrana, County Donegal. He told me himself, and I'm sure it's true, that on his way to Donegal, he was told to call into the divisional office in Sligo. He was given a bundle of maps by the divisional in Sligo, and he said, "There's your forest." But Mick, being the man that he is, Mick went with his bundle of maps and he took it over, and Buncrana Forest is there as a hallmark to Mick Darcy. In 1958, he left Buncrana and he headed south to Macroom. And being the pioneer that he wasn't long in Macroom until the nursery was opened. In 1961, as far as I know, the first transplants were lined out in Macroom Nursery, just 2 years after Mick arriving there. So that's the kind of guy that Mick is. He gets stuck into a thing and he sees it through. Excuse me. I got to know Mick later on. I came to Macroom in 1968, and at that time he had a man working inside in a hut in the nursery. And I was there for a couple of weeks and I wondered, what is this fella doing? I discovered anyway that he was inside repairing chainsaws. And so grew Macroom Workshop as we know it today. From a small timber hut back in the back of the nursery, that was grew the workshop as we know it today. So Mick was a pioneer in forestry, and he has left, there's a hallmark to Mick Darcy no matter where he went. Whatever he did, he has left his mark behind him. And as I said earlier on, Mick was a man who was concerned about people. And he was most concerned about his staff, wherever he went. And I think that all you have to do is look at the staff that are in Macroom Forest now. They're mostly second generation. The people who Mick took on 30 years ago, their sons are there today. And that's the kind of guy he was. He made sure that everybody was fixed up, and that he was so concerned about his staff. So now I think I'm talking too much about the man, but I'll call on one of that staff. I'll call on Jackie Spillane to say a couple of words, please.
I want to say only a few words on behalf of the forestry workers present and past in Macroom. Macroom, Musgrave and Ballyvourna. We wish Michael and Mr. Darcy the very best in years to come.
It's an absolute privilege for me to be here tonight. I'm not a great man with words, as many of you will know. I certainly can't follow the loquaciousness of so many speakers before me in praising Michael. It's difficult to add, in fact, to the superlatives which have been justifiably heaped on Mick tonight. I don't share the same length of experience or friendship with Mick other speakers before me have done. I can truly and honestly say that that's my loss and nobody else's. I can confirm the tremendous care, understanding and friendship which Mick has and has retained for all and everybody that come in contact with him. There are so many areas in which he's been helpful to and friendly to me. I came into nurseries as an impertinent, arrogant researcher in 1978, and I didn't realise then the enormous amount of knowledge which was available with people like Michael and the immense ignorance which I had. And it is through people like Michael and others that I know the little I do know today about developing and managing crops in nurseries. He's been extraordinarily helpful, many people know in virtually every area of life that one cares to think about. And just one which hasn't been mentioned and which I can include because I've had personal contact with him. He has been a nurseryman extraordinaire, he's been a forester, workshops, and he also runs a very efficient transport system, which is extraordinarily important. All of us know here today, at this time of the year, when plants have been moved around. We've had many great difficulties, and now is not the place or time to go into this, but suffice to say that whenever our backs were to the wall, all we had to do was, Jesus, bring up Darcy and Macroom, and you'd get transport. I thanked him before on this point, I do so again now. It's a great privilege, Michael, for me to have the possibility to say to you and to Sally, to wish you all the very best in your, what you euphemistically call your retirement. What I do wish you is long life, health, happiness, and that you never lose that great spirit of friendship and understanding that you have towards your fellow man. Thank you.
Now, during Mick's career in Forestry, he was a great trade unionist, and he served with distinction for a long number of years on the executive of the State Foresters Association, and he fought many battles in Dublin with the late Henry Gray and many others during his time. He was succeeded on the executive by Michael Doyle from Bentier, and if Michael would come as far as the microphone, I'd like if he'd say a few words, please.
I would pick this night in order to get a small touch of laryngitis, but I hope you'll bear with me. I don't have anything really prepared much, but I think when you're talking about Michael Darcy, it is not necessary to have gone to an awful trouble preparing any script. Like Michael, I travelled fairly widely myself, and when I, in the late 60s, arrived in Donegal, the first question I was asked was, do you know Mick Darcy? So I said, I didn't know Mick very well, but at the time I was very familiar with his brother Jim, who's here with us tonight. But the one word, I think, it has already been mentioned a few times here tonight, and I think it is the most important word that sums up Michael Darcy, and that is the word obliging. I think that he was one of the most obliging and helpful men that you could meet in all your travels in any part of Ireland. he would at all times leave himself short in order to help his fellow foresters, and I'm sure his fellow people, neighbours, etc. He would, if you needed transport, as someone has already mentioned, or even if it was a tractor to send over across the Mushroom Mountain over to Bentier, if you asked Mick, he would drop his own work in order to help you out. I think that is the word, I think, that sums up Michael Darcy, and that is the word obliging. And I feel somewhere along the line as well, probably further back, I'd like to have known his father or his mother or someone along there, because it also typifies any of the Darcys that I have met as well. They have, when I was in Stranauler, I had Jim as my neighbour in Killigordon, and the very same, I could say exactly the same for him. If I needed help, they were always ready, and they would put themselves short in order